What's up, guys? I'm Alex.
I'm Jason. We're the Table Monkeys, and we are here with a quick review of the AWC event that we were fortunate enough to be a part of that just happened here in Toronto, part of Core Sports, the John versus Todd match. It was fucking epic.
Awesome.
And we will also touch on the whole contract shenanigans at the end of this video as well.
Yeah.
But first, AWC.
Thank you, Magda, for inviting us first and foremost. We got to be part of the, not be part of the press conference, but we were there helping with registration the day before. We got to meet all the athletes. Got to shake John Brzezink's hand, his thumb.
Gigantic thumb. That was crazy. Got to give him a shirt. Maybe we'll remember to throw up a picture, but if not, check out the Instagrams. It was cool to be able to meet him, but also give him a shirt. He seemed to like it, and he said he liked the color red. So.
Favorite color, or it's his color.
Something like that. Anyway, he commented on the color in a positive way, as far as I remember.
I'll remember that forever.
Yeah, exactly. And then getting to meet Sarah was awesome. I think the more people that meet us at events like this, they you guys are so much bigger than I thought when they see us. That's exactly what I think both of us thought when we met Sarah. We were like, holy shit, she is jacked. Like shoulders and shit. Like, I mean, I know you see it in the photos, but when she's actually there in front of you, like, she will fuck shit up. And she did fuck shit up. She killed her match, and she's looking stupid strong. Shoulders. Not only are they huge, but then they've got these two giant scars on each one, intimidating as fuck. Just like, who is this girl? So yeah, that was awesome.
Got
and then
Sergey,
he was really cool.
Guy. Had a war with Matt Mass. It's an awesome match too.
Yeah.
And we got to see Matt Mass again. Obviously, Devin was there. That was cool. We got to meet Don Idris from Core Sports.
Kristen? And then, Don was awesome. That was cool to meet him. And then Kristen, right? Or Kirsten?
Kirsten.
Yeah.
Kirsten Prodigy. What's his? I don't know what his last name is.
Tattooist or something like that.
Not his last name.
Is it? Okay, that's Facebook. See, that's all
I know. Tattooist.
Oh, is that why? Oh, is he? Oh shit, that's cool. Yeah. I did not realize that.
Yeah.
Anyway, got to meet all those people. It was epic. The event itself was really cool. The venue was small but intimate, and it was small for how large of a crowd we were going to end up having for that kind of a show, but it was definitely like a good sized venue for the event. But it created like this real intimate environment for the matches, which is what you want for an arm wrestling event like that. The crowd was loud, everybody was super into it. The first match right off the bat, Tamara Mitz and Michelle Dugan, that was an awesome match. Tamara came back from two losses, right? So she was down 2-0 or whatever, and came back, and that's actually Devin touched on in the press conference, and I was calling it like the fuck cancer match, because Michelle has been through cancer and beat it, and Tamara had her daughter passed away recently of cancer, so it's like the two dark sides of this horrible disease, which, if you all don't know from my story, I'm a cancer survivor, which as is my mom, and seeing Tamara win was like, I got kind of emotional on it, because I was like, it was really awesome, but I just know that as hard as cancer was to go through, it was a lot harder to watch my mom go through it. So not that either story is worse or the other, but I know how much that win meant for Tamara. As she said, she did it for her daughter, so super props to that, and I thought that was just an awesome way to start the whole event, right?
Yeah, totally.
And then
Kirsten surprised us all, I think, by getting 2 wins on the Hitman.
And then went back, it wasn't he wasn't down 2-0. It was he got one, Alan got one, right? And then he got another. Yeah. It went back and forth, which was cool.
1-2-2, and then Alan won the next 2.
Yeah. Other than I was paying attention to the Tamara and Michelle match, so I knew what was going on in that one. I wasn't really able to watch that one. I kind of knew what was happening for the Matt Mask match, but I didn't really get to watch it, which was unfortunate. But I got to watch the John one.
The Matt Mask match. I mean, we were all rooting for Matt Mask, right?
Yeah.
It's a Canadian crowd for the majority,
yeah.
Right? So we're all rooting for Matt Mask. Sergey's dominating 3-0, but every time Matt's getting a little bit more in the hand, you see just glimpse of light there at the end of the tunnel, and then fourth round, Matt stops him and then is able to work his way back and get the pin, and the crowd goes absolutely fucking nuts. Yeah. And it was cool to be. Yeah. That's what.
And then I think that's after that round he got all hyped too, right? After that one.
Well, so he was getting hyped before, because he could sense that there was going to be a turning point.
No, I know, but I remember after one round, I think it was that one where the crowd went wild, and then after he took off the strap, he did his whole fucking wild horse thing, and then the crowd went wild again. It was So just like it kept building, and then that pesky fucking flop press.
Yeah, after Matt gets 3 back to make it 3-3, Sergey starts committing that shoulder, and I'm like, fuck, that's a flop press. How is Matt going to deal with this?
Yeah.
And I don't know if he's going to, I don't know if he notices. And then just Sergey just
smashes it. Yeah. And Matt afterwards was, he's at the bar, he was talking to us, and he's like, I fucking knew it was coming, and I don't know why I didn't. He was like just kicking himself for like knowing it and just and not adjusting in the moment to it. But it is such a hard, even when you know it's coming, it takes a lot to be like, I don't give a shit.
You got to play the right cards, right? Because there's not many options there that are right.
And they're both relatively frightening. There's none where it's like, oh, it's easy if I just do this. If the guy's got a fucking strong ass flop, which Sergey's shoulders are big, he's a strong ass dude, he's fast. Like there's no way that flop wasn't coming in hard as shit. So it's intimidating to be there. You really have to like fully commit. And Matt was just kind of kicking himself for that, but he was really happy with the fact that it went to the 7th round and that he didn't get like dusted, because he's had a little bit of trouble with his last few matches and trying to find that wild horse, as he's been saying it.
And he refused to shit talk the day before, right?
He
didn't want to make a fool of himself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but epic match, probably like overall match of the day.
Oh,
like
100%.
Like
100%.
it was awesome to watch.
The John and Todd match, a little bit underwhelming in my opinion. I mean, I did think that Todd was going to win.
Yeah.
Not by that much.
Yeah.
I don't think he was going to make it. I didn't think it was going to make it that easy, because after the first round, it did seem to get easier and easier and easier.
Yeah.
John just really had no answer for Todd.
The thing that I think what I was expecting, especially after the first round, I was expecting John to come back with some sort of an adjustment, but it just seemed that Todd had the answer. Like going into the match, we both felt it was really tight, but we both gave Todd the edge. But I think we both thought that, or at least I definitely did, thought that John knew enough about Todd and having practiced with him for so long and sort of being like, his mentor a little bit, that he would know what cards to play and how to play it. And that seemed to play out the opposite, where Todd actually knew like what the equation was to figure out John, and he's such a technician with how he sets up his programming because of the whole West Side thing.
Being an engineer.
Being an engineer, exactly. That anyway, he really figured out what were the lanes that he needed to get really strong, and he did a great job of getting them really strong, and that worked for him, right? So
100%.
Yeah.
4-0. Shook his head.
Yeah, I got to rub the head, to do the whole Toddzilla thing. Yeah. It was awesome. So awesome event to be a part of. Again, thank you, Magda, for having us help out. We were super honored to help out. It was awesome.
Dope to get to see that level of competition in our hometown.
Yeah, here in Toronto, exactly. Yeah, that was we've had some high level competitions like that since we've been in the sport, like where we've seen stuff, but nothing on that level. And it was really awesome to see that. And we know that there's more stuff possibly happening down the pipeline as far as like East versus West, maybe coming to North America, things like that. And we just think Toronto's a great place and a great city to showcase arm wrestling, not only because of the city itself, but the location being like sort of so central to so many arm wrestling heroes and towns throughout Ontario, right? There's Crazy George, there's Gary Goodrich, Earl Wilson, Mike Gould, Devin Larratt, Troy Eaton, like the list just goes on, right? And so when you have a big event like that, like the Mike Gould Classic used to do, it really brings a lot of those people to the city. And so we hope that if East vs. West does come to North America again, that you guys will consider coming to Toronto. Devin already mentioned how much he loved the Elmo Combo and how it's probably the best venue possible for that kind of arm wrestling event.
And if you were there at our East vs. West qualifier, you know what he's talking about.
Yeah, exactly. It's just such a cool venue, like similar to the Rock Pile where Magda threw it, where it's just big enough that you can fit everybody, but it creates a really intimate environment. And because of the balcony and everything at the Elmo, it's just epic. So East vs. West, Don from Core Sports, Ingen, if you guys are going to come to North America, come to Toronto, let us do it at the Elmo. It will be fucking absolutely epic. With that being said, I guess those are the two people that are behind these goddamn contracts, guys.
Right.
Who could believe that you would give athletes contracts and guarantee them money? Fuck.
We're a little late to the party.
Yeah.
But we want to throw our
2 cents.
Yeah, 2 cents in, and give you our perspective on the whole contract thing. And first things foremost, I think that as a professional sport, we should be grateful for any kind of growth that we see in arm wrestling because it's been so stagnant for such a long time. But contracts are a part of any professional sport.
Yes.
Right? You don't see any professional sport that doesn't have contracts because they need to protect their investment into these athletes. Yeah. So that's what sports do.
Yes.
Right?
And if you look at if you've been paying attention to any of the conversations, or if you've gotten any sort of behind the scenes information, you will know that these contracts are substantial. Like Toddzilla and John and anybody who's signing these contracts, like they're getting offered like good money for like not regardless of the sport. Obviously they're not getting like offered like baseball and basketball numbers, but they're getting offered really good numbers. And like Alex just said, that's part of the progression of the sport, and there's no reason why we should be like upset about that, because that's part of what's going to allow, it's going to give the younger athletes something to strive for. It's going to allow the athletes that we already have to dedicate more time and energy, not only to progressing themselves in the sport, but progressing the sport in general, right? So it's 100% part of how the sport's supposed to go, which, you know, so okay, everybody and everybody that you've heard, except for one person really, is for the contract. So I guess that's the next thing, is to kind of address the ginger in the room that is complaining about it. And I think my biggest thing with the situation for him, and I don't want to rag on him like too much, but the biggest thing is I just don't see him taking any accountability to why he's in the situation he's in. You know, we both thought about it, and I think maybe we'll throw the meme up here right now. But when you fuck around, you tend to find out. Yeah. And that's all that happened to Ryan here, you know?
Right. Like, the problem with the contracts before was that we didn't get to see the best athletes compete against each other. Now we have that with East vs. West. Engen has been so gracious as to put in all of his own money and borrow money to make these great events happen where you get to see all these matches occur. That was the problem with the contracts before. That's not the problem with contracts now, right? The only issue that Ryan has with the contracts is that some of these athletes won't get to compete at his small AWE events. But none of the athletes that compete at his event will be prohibited from competing at East vs. West or King of the Table.
Except for himself.
Except for him, because he's the one that picked the fight with Neil and Engen and Core Sports to begin with.
Exactly. And this is, again, fuck around and find out. Like, if he wants to continue to double down, then he's got to expect people to, you know, to do the same, to fight back and to hit back kind of thing. And
yeah, because he's upset that, well, Dave Chafee is going to compete at his event, but he won't be allowed to go any further, go back further. So his athletes at his event might not get to compete against some of the best athletes in the world because they will be prohibited from going to his event. But he's got to take responsibility for
why that door's been shut. Yeah. Exactly. And so the door has been shut that those athletes can't come to his league and compete against the athletes are there. But as Alex said earlier, those athletes are not going to be prohibited from going to compete at the other leagues, especially if they're at that level. That's all that the only thing Engen cares about. And honestly, if Ryan could get himself to the level that he always talks about that he's going to get himself to, guess what? Engen would swallow his pride and have him pull Levon if that was actually going to be a match. Like, and Ryan got himself to that level. Engen just cares about seeing the best arm wrestling that can happen. He cares more about seeing a good arm wrestling match than probably he hates anything else. You know what I mean? So like it is only going to come down to people getting to a certain level. And so again, like you said, if those athletes in his region can get themselves to that level, then they'll be invited outside of there. But why is the AWE there in the first place? He puts it on so that the people in his region can have that high level competition. Well, I'm pretty sure he didn't start that until he wasn't allowed to go compete at any of those other competitions. So it's, again, just because of the fight he started that he then had to start this little bubble league for himself, which now, because of the fight he started, the people running those leagues get to go, hey, guess what? Haha, pop. And he's upset about it. You fuck around.
You find out.
It's that simple. Anyway, that's the video. I think that's our opinion on the contracts. AWC was amazing. Thank you, Magda. Thank you, Core Sports. Thank you, John and fucking Todd and everybody else that was there.
Yeah. Feedback down in the comments. Let us know what you think.
Like, comment, subscribe, all of those things.
And monkeys out.
Peace.